The storm raged as colossal battleships cut through the turbulent waves. Cannons roared with fiery intensity, sending torrents of water flying across the deck. Sailors clung desperately to ropes as the ship heaved violently, struggling against nature and the enemy's relentless assault. Explosions lit up the dark clouds above, illuminating the chaos of the naval battlefield. Every decision counted. A single misfire could sink the fleet. Admirals shouted commands over the deafening thunder, coordinating a deadly dance of maneuvering vessels. The enemy was relentless, a shadow fleet appearing from the fog, their torpedoes slicing the water like knives. Amidst the chaos, a young captain calculated his every move, balancing courage with strategy. Every broadside fired carried the weight of survival and honor. Smoke enveloped the decks as allies and foes clashed, steel against steel, in a high-stakes battle for supremacy over the ocean. The war at sea had no mercy, and only the most cunning would survive the night. Lightning tore through the sky, revealing the silhouettes of enemy cruisers advancing silently. Smoke and fire rose from damaged ships, painting the ocean with streaks of red and orange. The crew's fear mingled with adrenaline as they loaded cannons for another devastating strike. Every sailor had a role. Some fought the elements, some kept the engines running, while the gunners calculated the trajectory of deadly shells. The clash of steel echoed across the waves, each impact sending shockwaves through the decks. Torpedoes exploded nearby, splintering wood and tearing through metal. A lone destroyer maneuvered skillfully, dodging enemy fire and launching counterattacks with pinpoint accuracy. As night fell, the ships became silhouettes of fury against the dark sea, and every flare illuminated the sacrifices of men fighting for dominance over the unforgiving ocean. History would remember this battle, etched in fire and salt water, as the turning point of a war that tested courage beyond human limits. A massive aircraft carrier loomed in the distance, its flight deck alive with fighter jets taking off into the storm. The roar of engines blended with the thunder above, creating a symphony of chaos. Dive bombers swooped toward enemy battleships, releasing payloads with deadly precision. Anti-aircraft guns erupted in bursts of fire, seeking to destroy incoming threats. Waves crashed violently against the hull, soaking the deck and adding to the peril. Radar operators shouted coordinates, while pilots risked their lives executing daring maneuvers. Amidst the carnage, a small squadron performed a coordinated attack, dodging flak and striking at the enemy's weak points. Explosions illuminated the scene with bursts of orange and white light, showing the scale of destruction. The storm made navigation almost impossible. Yet the pilots pressed on, their courage driving them forward. Every second mattered, and every decision could alter the fate of the entire fleet, proving that naval warfare was a deadly ballet of strategy, skill, and sheer nerve. The flagship trembled as a massive torpedo tore through the hull, sending sailors sprawling across the deck. Smoke billowed from ruptured compartments, and the scent of salt water mixed with burning fuel. Emergency crews scrambled, sealing breaches while medics treated the wounded. Amidst the chaos, rival admirals engaged in tactical cat-and-mouse games, trying to outmaneuver each other while under relentless fire. Smaller destroyers darted between larger vessels, laying mines and launching surprise attacks. The ocean became a chessboard of deadly consequences, where one wrong move could end an entire fleet. In the distance, a lighthouse flickered through the storm, guiding some ships while others veered dangerously off course. Courage and fear coexisted, forging legends of heroism among those who dared to survive. Each explosion echoed like a drum of destiny, reminding all that the sea held no mercy and that victory was earned only through relentless determination and sacrifice. Amidst relentless waves, a battleship broke through the mist, its cannons roaring like thunder. Enemy ships attempted to surround it, but its skilled crew executed complex maneuvers with precision. Explosions erupted around the hull, splashing water and fire into the air. Pilots from escort carriers dove at targets, while submarines lurked beneath the churning ocean, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Every sailor held their breath as shells whistled past, some finding their mark, others harmlessly striking the waves. Above, storm clouds raged, casting an ominous shadow over the combatants. In this deadly symphony, bravery met strategy. Calculated risks were rewarded with survival, mistakes punished with destruction. The battleship became a symbol of resistance, cutting through the chaos, inspiring Allied ships to fight with unyielding resolve. The ocean, both enemy and battlefield, reflected the courage of those who dared to command the seas. Torpedoes streaked through the turbulent water, leaving foamy trails as they sought enemy hulls. Artillery fire shook the ocean, splintering decks and sending sailors tumbling. Smoke hung heavy, mixing with the scent of gunpowder and sea spray. The horizon was filled with silhouettes of ships in endless combat, their movements choreographed by the tension of life and death. From the crow's nest, a lookout spotted a vulnerable cruiser, sending a signal that could turn the tide of the battle. Explosions erupted as torpedoes found their targets, throwing steel and fire into the sky. Amid the chaos, medics and engineers moved with urgent precision, keeping the fleet alive. Every wave challenged the ship's balance, yet they surged forward, a testament to the sailors' resilience. Victory or destruction hovered over the ocean like a storm cloud, and the men at sea knew that this day would define their courage forever.
A fleet of stealth submarines silently glided beneath the surface, their periscopes slicing through waves like daggers. Above, battleships exchanged fire, unaware of the hidden threat beneath them. Torpedoes launched from below, striking enemy hulls with precision, causing massive waterspouts and chaos above. The ocean churned violently as ships responded with depth charges, trying to neutralize the unseen menace. Sailors watched anxiously, their nerves stretched tight as the unseen submarines executed daring attacks. Explosions illuminated the stormy sea, revealing the scale of destruction while adding tension to the epic battlefield. Every maneuver required flawless timing and nerves of steel. Amidst the relentless storm and combat, commanders made split-second decisions that would determine the survival of entire fleets. This silent underwater war was as lethal as the surface battle, proving that mastery of the ocean required dominance above and below the waves.